Good morning, brothers and sisters. We are greeted by the good word of that time we woke up in a podcast and had to explain manga. Our heated adventures overanalyzing manga we find interesting, known in some less holy circles as the Over Manga Cast. This week, we're greeted with the good word of Tatsuki Fujimoto as we are reading Chainsaw Man, chapters 132 through 155, known as the Chainsaw Man Church Arc. Can I get an amen? Jesus Christ. Enjoy the episode.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Over Manga Cast. My name is Sam, and as always, usually here at the top of the show we talk about what our familiarity with the franchise is, but this is like our 10th Chainsaw Man episode? I think at this point you know.
Yeah, basically, I'm up to date with it. The other two say they'd love to read it and haven't, and we're here. And I'm pretty sure Jay is actually also up to date with Chainsaw Man. So that's where we are.
Pretty much.
That sums it up very neatly. I gotta say, not being up to date with Chainsaw Man makes the notifications that I get from the Shonen Jump app that a new chapter has dropped very amusing.
Yeah, I'm not very happy with how they choose to do that. It's like, no, new Chainsaw Man, and then gives you like a plot synopsis that's like the conclusion of the previous chapter, and I'm like, oh, cool.
If you're not up to date, that's a spoiler.
Yep. But at that point, I was so out of date that it's like, Denji makes a hard choice. Denji fights a strong foe. And I'm like, yeah, that happens every chapter. But speaking of, not speaking of our main mans, because we don't open with him, we instead open up with Nayuta, flexing her powers of being a tiny tyrant by stealing the desserts from her classmates. We don't actually see her using the Control Devil chains. I think she just bosses people around.
Yep.
It is in her nature.
Her power is both supernatural and painfully mundane. Unfortunately, that does not help when a bunch of Spec Ops dudes break open the door and hold her at gunpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Hard cut to Asa recovering from the Falling Devil incident.
Yeah, because the other thing is, like, all of these chapters are taking place in a world where, if you remember correctly from our last reading, the Falling Devil came and turned gravity off for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And in case that wasn't clear last time, it's very clear and explicitly stated this time, that was a worldwide event.
Yep. And, I really appreciate this particular reading that we did, because we've said it a few times, how does any society work in this world? This particular reading addressed that by saying, it doesn't. Everybody, and I mean literally the entire populace, is deeply traumatized.
They're at the level of going through it where a baseline level of trauma is just expected. Like,
It's that one still of David from Edge Runners with "You're running out of it is what it is." That is every person in the whole Chainsaw Man universe.
I think that's pretty summarized during Nayuta's little at school scene. One of her classmates goes, they're not there today. Are they sick? Did they move away? They probably died. Oh yeah, a lot of kids died. Oh well.
Yeah. It's also pretty well summarized with Asa waking up on a couch in a random, I don't even know where she is, a bus stop?
Mm-hmm.
And a random old woman saying, "You're about the age of my grandchild. He died." Thanks, Granny, I guess? What?
That's the kind of grandmother I want to be. Right out of pocket.
I don't know. Asa's desperate enough. That might actually work.
Oh, God.
Wait, hold on, Jay. You want to be the grandmother of a dead child?
No.
Okay.
I want to be the grandmother who just like drops very awkward one-liners like that.
So old, so fed up, you just say shit like that to people.
Yes.
That upsets their whole week.
Yes.
When everything is this incredibly messed up, It's only normal, I guess, that people would turn to organized religion. So, hey, everybody, take a look at the TV and this advertisement for the Chainsaw Man Church.
For world peace.
For world peace. They're recruiting talent to fight alongside Chainsaw Man and defeat the devils and prevent the coming prophecy of Nostradamus.
Because that's a thing still.
Yeah, in case you forgot, because I actually almost did.
Shame on you.
Oh.
It's like, oh yeah, there's actually like a climax being worked to here. What's gonna happen? There is sinister machinations as the guy that showed up to promote the Chainsaw Man Church backstage is angry with Fami that he had to go on that lowbrow show. Sinister force in the shadows tells him that it's all according to Keikaku. And then Denji wakes up in his briefs tied to a chair.
Mm-hmm.
So, standard weekend for Denji.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. My man can't catch a break.
He's not even in like a bed or something. He's just in like a barber's chair in a grungy basement with what's his face from public security. Yoshida, that's his name. It's like, hey, Denji, let's go get some lunch at a cafe. I'm also going to go right next to a riot where a whole bunch of Chainsaw Man church members are going to beat up a bunch of protesters saying that Chainsaw Man needs to be put down. Do you get the metaphor? No.
I like how this isn't even a case of like, it's not like a meta-contextual audience. Do you get the metaphor? It's Yuta or whatever his name is. He's literally, this is a real life metaphor specifically for Denji.
Meanwhile, Denji's just like, man, it's really cool to have people fight over me. I feel so loved.
Denji will regret this statement. As he does most things that come out of his mouth.
Saying Denji is all about living in the moment, and it
Consequences
does not
happen later, and later isn't right now.
Correct.
Meanwhile, public safety guy is just sitting there like, you know, I've tried the logical approach 3 times, and it still isn't working. Might have to change my approach at some point, but I'm not going to do that.
No, Denji, you don't understand. I'm threatening you. I want both options. That wasn't an option.
No, hold on. I think we need to lay the groundwork here again. We have Nayuta. We will kill her if you become Chainsaw Man again. But I want to be Chainsaw Man and have Nayuta alive.
That was not an option.
That's not how ultimatums work, dude.
I want
Keep
both.
up. No, you can't.
I counteroffer.
I do both.
This will become relevant later.
We have Nayuta hostage. Do you not understand this? Meanwhile, some other guy shows up. Hey, I'm here with Nayuta. It's like, I'm not done. The negotiations aren't done yet. Sure they are.
Also, all the dogs.
All the dogs.
I love the literal puddle of dogs they have. I love it.
Well, not a literal puddle yet.
I was so happy. I want that life.
But
I love dogs.
Yoshida is continuing to try to be like, Denji, okay, listen, if you turn into Chainsaw Man, we're going to kill Nayuta. I hope you understand this. Denji, this guy's an idiot. Tell him to fuck off. Fuck off. And then they both walk away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Fair.
You know what? I was not informed. They told me, and I just was not informed.
My favorite is the final panel of the chapter of Yoshida standing there with another member of public security going, did he not understand me?
No, Yoshida, he has not understood anything you said anytime you have tried the logical approach with him.
Because he does not listen to reason. He is not
He doesn't
logical.
listen. No. He doesn't listen. Like, let's stop this at the end here.
You're firing on like, you're trying to dumb down to like 2 cylinders. Then she's at 1/4 of a cylinder. And a corn dog. That's what his
Not the
brain's
corn
working with.
dog.
He wanted those corn dogs so bad.
Eventually, his brain catches up to the ultimatum and he has a bit of a crisis because he's like, okay, this is a legitimate opportunity for me to live a normal life.
Mm-hmm.
I can just be a guy going to school. And Nayuta, little pest that she is doing some Socrates at him, being like, really? You really want a normal life? Yeah, nothing beats it. Nothing beats a normal life? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go sit on the toilet at 3 a.m. and have a philosophical, like, existential crisis talking to the devil in my heart. I'm pretty sure we've all been there before.
Mm-hmm. As you do.
Yep, pretty standard.
Mm-hmm. Meowie is able to open doors and goes in there to offer comfort, I suppose.
Who knows?
That sounds about right.
It's cat. Good cat.
All of the good animals. That nothing bad happens.
Mm-hmm. The thing that really guts Denji is the TV is on and he sees a statement from the Chainsaw Man Church. As it's like, you probably don't even represent Chainsaw Man himself. Yeah? Well, we're gonna have him show up and say that we represent him. And Denji's sitting there like, but I'm right here. And some rando shows up and says, hello, I am Chainsaw Man. But I'm right here.
It's even worse than that. They're like, we're gonna have him call in. And Denji's just like, oh, I better go to the phone then. Like,
He's been through enough Machiavellian plans that he would believe that they'd actually call him.
mm-hmm.
That's actually one of the most logical things Denji's done in this manga.
Like, oh, well, guess I better, I'm awaiting a phone call, I guess.
Then, fake Chainsaw Man is talking about how, like, I'm here to destroy evil and make a paradise world, and I don't give a shit about that. That's not why I fight. I don't fight for any reason. I fight because I'm Chainsaw Man.
Booyah! He's my favorite hero ever. And that he's the worst hero ever.
He's a really bad hero. Mm-hmm. He fights because he's Chainsaw Man, and that's what Chainsaw Man does.
Yep.
And as if this one TV broadcast hasn't caused enough existential crises, we have my favorite chapter of the reading.
Oh, really?
Which is really saying something, because we're only at chapter 135 here. The rest is all really, really good, but I love Asa having a cringy dialogue with her own id.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Asa and Yoru in her apartment, arguing back and forth about how we're supposed to kill Chainsaw Man, but he saved us. Do you like him? No.
Babaka.
I'm literally in your brain. I can see the romantic flashbacks you're having about him. I'm not having romantic flashbacks. You are literally composing romantic poetry about him.
You don't understand, Asa. I'm in too good of a mood right now. War is drawing nigh. Humans are afraid that the entire world will delve into war, and that's making me more and more powerful by the second. Stop having sex dreams about Chainsaw Man while I'm talking to you.
I can't help it.
No, I am a teenage girl. This is just what happens.
Yeah, and while she's screaming about that, Fami shows up.
My favorite character.
Are you going to eat that?
How did you get in here?
Can I eat this? Why are you here? Can I eat this?
I love that Fami talks to the two of them as if they are both physical beings, which is not the case, so just amazing.
Fami's just top tier, really, and super does not understand boundaries and is, she's in Asa's fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave the door open, at least close it.
I'm not done selecting what I'm going to eat, which is actually everything.
Mm-hmm. As you do.
I love Fami so much.
Fami also shows up to give us lore dumps, which is also important here because currently they are having a plan where they plan to both kill Chainsaw Man and not kill Chainsaw Man.
Yes, because you see, there are actually two Chainsaw Men. There is the Black Chainsaw Man, the one that appeared during the final battle with Makima with the intestine scarf.
Yeah.
And that's the one that Yoru wants to make vomit back up nuclear weapons.
Because that's also the one that when it eats things, they disappear.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Red Chainsaw Man, who is Denji, who Asa has a crush on and wants to save.
Yeah, I don't know. This does have a bit that I kind of don't like. It establishes that Yoru didn't recognize there's a difference between them, and family goes, yes, like all of our sisters, we have trouble differentiating between faces. And I'm like, because that's like the whole plot point at the end of part 1, that Makima didn't give a shit about Denji the person is the problem. And then they just make it, oh no, all the 4 Horsemen sisters just can't tell faces apart. And I'm like, okay.
I preferred the idea that Yoru being War is just too much of a bloodthirsty idiot to pay attention to nuance. Like,
Yeah.
she pretends at being sophisticated, kind of like Power, but she's really just a complete moron who's only there to punch stuff.
Yeah, the problem is that this is Fami saying that.
It's Fami saying it.
We sisters have no interest in faces.
Like, I mean, not for nothing. There's a level of Matt and I have different interpretations in the ending of part 1, and honestly, one of the fun parts of it is both of those interpretations have merit. Like my more optimistic one and Matt's more pessimistic one. This is sort of implying. It's taking some of the ambiguity away of that, which, even though it's kind of falling a little bit more on my side, I don't like that, because the uncertainty is what makes it interesting.
Yeah, it has that same vibe when you like read a sequel not written by the original creator, where they're just like, I'm drawing a blank on like a good anime comparison, but the problem, doing the Kessel Run in like 9 parsecs is a really cool line in the first movie, but every time they reference it as just like, yes, that's a thing everyone knows how to do. It's the secret Kessel Run maneuver. And I'm like, that really kills the mystique of the line. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's one panel. I can get by it. It's just...
It doesn't completely eliminate the ambiguity of what Makima's actual opinion of Denji specifically was. It's a little detail that I agree. I would have preferred it not be a thing.
Indeed. The point of this entire lore dump, though, is that Fami is trying to convince Asa to work with the Church of Chainsaw Man to put down devils in order to basically legitimize the group in the eyes of the public. And I love this because she goes in on that because, you know, it appeals to Asa's desire to save Red Chainsaw Man and yours desire to kill Black Chainsaw Man. And Asa becomes this like super heroine badass putting devils down left and right, except we can't show her being cool on screen. She has to be pathetic, so it's all off panel.
Yep. You just get some shots of her after she's already defeated a devil.
Yep.
And like you've got people commenting.
I love it from a metacontextual sense of like, we can't let Asa be cool on screen.
Because they could show this stuff.
They kind of do. Like, she looks really badass in that last panel, and the entire like crowd talking about her is just hyping her up, and they're even like, hey, you remember all that stuff Denji did at the beginning of part 2? Asa was there for all of those. Maybe she's actually the one who did all of the good things.
That pisses Denji off so much.
Yeah, well, obviously it's because he is part of the patriarchy.
You joke, but that's kind of the vibe that's coming off there. Like,
don't try to explain the patriarchy to poor Denji. He would literally like mind blast.
His brain would leak out of his ears.
Denji's stealing valor because he's a man who happened to be in the vicinity of a woman doing something good. Denji
would be 100% just broken, going like, the patriarchy, I don't understand. Women are the ones in control because they're so much stronger, right? That's my life experience.
That's also something that will come up later and be very relevant.
Man, can't catch a break.
But yeah, I do love the panel of Asa standing with one of her weapons atop a defeated devil, because as is obviously the point, and the fact that it appears on posters later, that is an excellent propaganda shot.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Oh, man.
They literally put that on billboards.
Yep. Oh, and in case you haven't guessed what the theme of this episode's going to be. But I
the
love...
theme of this episode is Denji not catching a break, because that's the next chapter.
It's a subtle undercurrent of every episode, Jake.
You're not wrong. But Denji gets involved in political discourse, online discourse here, where he decides to wear a Chainsaw Man shirt to school because he likes Chainsaw Man. That's cool. And then
he usually wears a Chainsaw Man shirt. He's not doing anything, and someone just comes up to him and starts talking to him about it.
Someone just goes like, excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you're wearing a Chainsaw Man shirt. I just wanted you to know there have been recent revelations that make it so that appreciating Chainsaw Man is quite problematic. You might want to decide not to do that because you're supporting a victimizer.
Oh my god, this is literally the patriarchy. Denji is the patriarchy.
I'm sorry, what? Hey, did I hear you bad-mouthing Chainsaw Man? Are you saying that he's some sort of punk? I don't know, what are you talking about? I will punish you in the name of Chainsaw Man! And he
proceeds to punch Denji. The guy in the Chainsaw Man shirt.
Mm-hmm.
My dude was just wearing what he always wears, and apparently that was the wrong thing to do at that particular day and time.
Though, I would like to say, some subtle character growth for our boy, because, next page, Denji's getting chewed out by a teacher saying, I'll expel you if you get in another fight. And Denji's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then he goes to talk to Yoshida, and it's like, damn, you put that guy in the hospital? He lost one tooth. And
only one. And also it was him throwing punches, so...
Mm-hmm. But Denji did not say how many testicles he lost. And as we know, when Denji fights a dude, it's nuts or nothing. Which means that Denji matured in order to not immediately...
Go for the nut shot.
Go for the nut shot.
You know what? I'm proud of him. Round of applause, everyone.
He would have ended. He would have retroactively erased that dude from existence by hitting him in the nuts so hard his dad became infertile.
This is an interesting reading for Denji's character development. There was one point where I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I really hope that this isn't a sign of things to come, and it isn't. Like, by the end of the reading, it assuages my fears, but a lot of, and like, none of it is like directly pointed out, or like there's not like a spotlight shown on, look at this character development. Like, it's presented in a more naturalistic way than that. It's almost, now I don't want to say it's almost sad that not pointing out your character development is, because like there are some cases where like it's the right call to, highlight character development explicitly, but Chainsaw Man doesn't do that because people don't move in a linear fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if your goal for Chainsaw Man is to see Denji continuously become a better person, I got bad news for you.
This dude's character growth could best be represented by a heart rate monitor.
Oh, so anyway,
you're not even wrong.
Yoshida sees Denji and he's just like, oh man, you put a kid in the hospital. Hey, you want to be delinquents and cut school together? That's pretty normal everyday high schooler thing. And Denji's just like, whatever.
Well, I guess we're going to go to the movies because that's where most of the deep philosophical stuff happens.
It is a Fujimoto work, so yes.
If you haven't been able to tell, Fujimoto loves movies.
There are two key locations. There's the movie theater where you have deep existential conversations, and there's the aquarium where nothing bad happens.
Yep.
Yes.
The Tatsuki Fujimoto special. But they go to see the movies. They are the only two there, and it's like, why are they the only two there? Oh, it's because of the devil corpse on the theater.
Which, by the way, was killed near immediately, and they're just waiting for someone to pick up the corpse.
So, yeah, that's the other thing that's really happening, because the entire world was affected by a devil, like, big mainstream. What we'd been told about this world over and over again was if there was ever a world-ending catastrophe, so many people would be afraid of devils, they'd just gain infinite power, and that is the end of the world. and then a devil attacked the entire world. And you know what happened? People banded together, joined up, and realized they can fight against the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And in that makes Chainsaw Man not necessary, which is a whole thing, really.
It is a whole thing.
This is something that like the entire series, plays with, because a bunch of people have a bunch of reactions to the changes are both big and also the sorts of things that they deal with all the time. There's like this idea that there's going to be an apocalypse if people fear devils enough, but when devils get prominent enough, then people band together to fight them. And like one of the things that rallied people the last time something like this started to happen was Denji being Chainsaw Man. This time it was a more, people on the ground kind of reaction. And, seeing the different ways that people react to crises, how we can make the world better or make the world worse by how we can come together with a single-minded purpose, or we can split into factions, is kind of the primary idea in this reading section. Like at first it seems good because there was a devil incident and really nothing bad happened. A bunch of people didn't get to finish watching their movie. That was it.
Yeah,
it seems peachy keen. Everything's fine now, right?
No.
Everything's fine now, right? So anyway, I brought this girl here who actually wanted to hook up with you. So
you can't skip over. You can't skip over the case where the metaphor is actually for the audience.
Yeah,
no, that's what we're building up to, because Yoshida's just like, anyway, brought this girl here, knock your socks off, get it on, dude. And as Yoshida's walking away, Denji's like, is this what being normal's like? Yeah, it is. And then cut to panel of Denji alone, center frame in a whole empty movie theater.
Is this what being normal's like? Horribly isolating. Yep.
Tatsuki, I love you, man. That is, I know writers who use subtlety, and they are all cowards.
Normal sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Denji accidentally unlocks the trick to getting women, because he's just like, hey, I know Yoshida tried to hook you up with me. I'm just going to be real honest. I'm not really in the mood for company right now. I've been really depressed lately. I'm normally a pretty great guy, but like I really don't have the energy to be all charming today. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff going in my life, and I really don't want to like push that all on you. I just really would rather be alone right now. I'm just gonna look down and see, oh my god,
he's grabbing my dick, she's touching my wiener.
And just her smiling, looking at him. And then the second panel of, she's touching my wiener. And I'm just like, is this not Tatsuki Fujimoto? Like, oh man, here's a cool existential crisis, and then dick jokes.
Denji's increasingly shocked and ridiculously cartoonish face. She's touching my wiener.
For you understand, she knows what guys want, particularly very stupid guys named Denji.
Yeah.
Hey, senpai, want me to be your first time? What are you doing? You see that dead devil over there? Go lick its tentacle and I'll fuck you. Hey.
Excuse me, ma'am.
That's really sketchy.
I have had character growth. I am not such a lazabout that I will just agree to anything a honeypot tells me to do. And in fact, I am not falling for such bait. I am not a fish that gobbles up things in front of me. I am a man. Get out of here and have some respect for yourself, is what he would have said.
Is what Denji is literally thinking as he goes on the stage and starts licking and sucking the dead devil tentacle.
He is filleting that thing. I had to look at that, and I'm just like, dude.
Damn, she's cute.
I laughed the first time I read this chapter, I laughed so hard at the whole, because it's like 3 pages of Denji's just like, look, hey, I've had a lot of bad experiences with women, and this is clearly a trap. I'm not falling for it. And then just the like circular thought bubble that feels so out of place in a manga. That's like Western comic nonsense.
That's Western comic nonsense and has never happened in this before.
It's so funny.
It breaks manga convention and it breaks Chainsaw Man convention because we can't just have you rely on noticing a break in manga convention. We do that all the time here.
So anyway, because
this is honestly, I just want to note this is the point where I was a little bit like, because like obviously this is hilarious. This does actually show character growth for Denji all the same though, because at least he's thinking that, even if he's not mature enough to act on it yet. And my thought was, boy, I hope that the development isn't glacial. I hope that there's actually some change in Denji and they don't go to this well too many times. And by the end of this reading, they don't. So
yeah, and like it's got a real verisimilitude to it because growth isn't linear.
Exactly.
And part of the thing is the reason he's just gung-ho for this attention is because he feels so shitty right now. He's looking for an easy win. He wishes he had the strength to tell her no, but he's had a lot of things go wrong in his life right now, and he just wants some attention. Like,
yeah.
Hey, why are we going to a karaoke bar for this? Because we are in school uniforms. No love hotel would let us in. Besides,
that is a total lie. I have seen every how many isekais, how many anime. Lies. This woman is lying to you, Denji.
I was about to say, you see a lot of high schoolers going to love hotels, Jay?
What, are you asking for names? Because I mean, yeah, in anime, that's a thing.
Okay. You guys notice how they go to karaoke Fujimoto?
Yeah.
I love the self-insert. And my headcanon has literally Denji being the personification of Fujimoto.
Don't worry. I've got a friend of a friend who works here. They'll turn a blind eye and let us walk in the karaoke room.
Which it feels very it feels very teenager. It feels very rese. I know a guy. We can totally do this here.
Well, in that case, shall we get to it? No. I'm going to do an entire music video to Maximum the Hormones' Choo Choo Lovely.
Smooch, smooch, lovely, grumpy, grumpy, horny, horny.
But yeah, seeing all of these words translated is really weird.
It is.
Go ahead and look it up. Someone did a really good music video of
these
manga panels to Choo Choo Lovely, and it's really funny.
I love Maximum the Hormones so much. They're so based. Just the one line of sucks.
But yeah, so she starts singing Choo Choo Lovely, which if you know the song, not what you would expect a teenage girl to start belting out.
Wow, it's actually a good thing.
Let's say high school girl, because we've got something coming up later.
Yeah, I'll say.
That makes this situation weird.
But not super weird.
Just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, yep.
I mean, it doesn't raise any alarm bells to our boy's mind, at least.
He doesn't have alarm bells to raise. No, it's upper and middle weird.
But as Denji's just kind of vibing to her, rocking out, the door opens and a dude with a baseball bat comes in and swings for him. Denji kicks him in the face as she screams, "Sticks!"
It turns out there was a line of men with baseball bats that keep coming in one at a time.
It is a train of dudes with baseball bats walking in as Denji batters them all down. And I'm like, is this a metaphor? It feels like a metaphor.
This honestly felt like a fever dream because it's literally just, oh man, sex and violence. Denji's two favorite things. Like,
there's a queue. There's an orderly line of dudes just kind of standing there with their baseball bats like, yep, I'm next. All right, now serving number 12.
I'm like, I don't know. There's genuinely a part of me that wonders how much of this is happening in universe. Because it feels very fever dream. Because at the end of this, Denji's just smiling as he's beaten an entire crowd of people, like, hopefully unconscious, probably not, with a baseball
Several
bat.
of them are probably dead.
They would have to be. Like, and he's just smiling and going like, what's the matter? Aren't you gonna sing a second verse? And like, well, whose name I can't remember.
Yeah.
Fumiko.
Fumiko. She's standing there with her bag going, nah, this is more fun.
And Denji's just like, oh yeah, mindless violence. I love that just as much, if not more than sex. And I'm like, yep, that tracks.
Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, before they can get down to their fight,
whatever's going on.
Dude with gun
who is swiftly defeated, and that's when Yoshida walks in and saying like, Yoshida walks in and says, "Yep, she is your junior in school, despite the fact that she is like 22, because she's actually a member of Special Division 7 that we planted in the school system as your bodyguard."
I just remember.
I get the rest of this, but I don't understand why they made her his junior.
Because he needs to have power over her for the sexual fantasy.
Oh,
because
okay.
she's been placed in here as a honeypot. Like that is her goal. Is because Denji
she is okay for the role. She does not protest.
Denji is a simple man who's easily manipulated through sex. Like that is clear. So obviously what they're doing is that. I also remember now, her name is not mentioned until now. Denji did all of this without knowing this girl's name.
Yep, that tracks.
That sounds about right, yeah. To be fair though, I'd honeypot for Denji.
I just love Denji's response here and in the next few chapters, because he's like, "Why are you here?" "Oh, I'm with Public Safety Devil Extermination Division 7. I'm actually your bodyguard." "Wait, then why were you singing as those dudes came in and I got attacked?" "Yeah, why did you do that?" "Because I hate when people interrupt my songs." What is wrong with you people?
Okay, I gotta ask this. Is she popular?
That's a good question.
She's gotta be.
Because the last time I complained about a useless character, she's turned out to be one of the most popular characters in the fandom.
You know what? I don't know when the last Chainsaw Man popularity poll was, because we are, at the time of recording, we are only an arc behind, not including this one. So
Then you know what? I'm calling it now. All of you degenerates like this useless character too.
I think she is very purposeful.
Go on. Hate me for my correct opinion. You know you will.
Denji saying "What is wrong with you guys" is the funniest.
It is the best part.
The fact that Denji is the voice of reason, going like, "Hold on, that last chapter didn't make any sense. Why did that happen?" We don't have a good explanation.
You don't understand. Okay. I don't like it when people kill my vibe. Okay, just stop.
The bodyguard we assigned to you is an idiot. We figured you'd vibe with her.
Yeah.
You have the same orange cat brain cell.
I'm just saying, if I didn't know any better, I'd ship it. Hell yes.
You know, it doesn't end as definitively as Denji's other love interests. I'll say that. I'll say that much.
They kind of both have accepted each other's crazy in a weird way. It's weird. They know they're unbalanced.
And then we have a brief aside with Asa and Yoru, which I absolutely love. Asa slumped on her bed, seeing the news coverage about her, and she's like, "I don't like being famous. Why not? The recognition is pretty cool." "No, it's like invading my privacy or something." "Is it? Do you really feel that?" Asa does not answer verbally. We just get a close-up of her smiling face as she continues to watch the news coverage about her.
Yeah, and then she's just like giggling over how like, yeah, no, it sucks having my privacy invaded. I'm a very private person. I hate being worshipped.
I'm a very private person. You have literally nothing going on in your private life. You crave attention so desperately.
Yeah, no, she is the type of person who says she doesn't like attention.
Everything about your personality is a coping mechanism to get over the fact that you don't get the attention you want. No, I don't. Shut up. Then why are you grinning like that? Stop!
Hey, Asa, hand check. I don't like how you're looking at the TV.
And we cut from
that
that
would be a lot to unpack if that were true.
Yeah. We cut from that to a shocked face of Denji at, like we said, seeing her on a propaganda poster for the Chainsaw Man Church.
And this may be my favorite character interaction in all of Chainsaw Man so far, because it's really funny.
A dude in a hood walks up and says, "Yeah, she's pretty cool. They say scars appear on her face when she fights devils. Pretty memorable, wouldn't you say? Oh, why are all these weirdos talking to me? Look, dude, I don't care. Huh? You don't know me, Chainsaw Man? You can call me," flips off hood, hair flows in the wind, "Sword Man." Literally, who are you?
Okay, Sasuke, calm down.
Oh, yeah. And like
He's such a literally who.
and there's like a full like 3-dot panel break, and it's just like, does this jog your memory? When you fought Makima, there was a pretty strong sword wielder in that big crowd of enemies. Do you remember who that was? That was me. And then Denji just going like, hey, this is a really long story. The person you fought wasn't me at that stage of the fight, so I would have no way of knowing who you are. Also, I'm 100% sure the fandom doesn't know who you are.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta go to school.
Yeah, the classic Fujimoto panel of silence. I'm gonna leave now.
I love this style so much.
It's like the comic book form of an ellipsis.
I love it. It's so great.
Well, I'm done having this conversation.
I'm gonna leave now. Well, too bad. I've been transferred to your class. Whoa, he's so hot. Shut up and don't talk to me. I'm not here to make friends. Oh, I bet I'll be your friend. I can fix you.
Shut up.
These bitches won't stop talking to me. Denji, get rid of them. I hate you so much.
Austin was hoping that we could be friends, Denji.
If Nayuta's life wasn't literally hanging in the balance, I would bisect you right now with my chainsaws.
Meanwhile, they cut to the roof of the building because they're delinquents, I guess, where Denji is being used as a chair by Fumiko because butts feel good. Like
His words, yes.
And he's getting paid.
Yeah.
Denji is a man of wisdom and truth.
Period.
I'm a member of the Chainsaw Man Church. I can't stand to see Chainsaw Man used as a chair by this public safety dog. Don't you have any pride, Denji?
No.
Dude, butts feel good. Ass is great.
But Denji, don't you understand? All of us, the weapons, we walk with the Chainsaw Man Church. Join us. There's a community of people like you who can turn into weapons. We all have high places of authority in the Chainsaw Man Church. And Denji's
Bro, I literally don't care.
Hold on. It's the Chainsaw Man Church. Why would I be joining in the top brass? I should be the leader. It doesn't work that way. I'm very confused how it works then.
I like how it's Fumiko who points out, shouldn't he be in charge? Like, Denji also voices this, but
Yeah.
like she shouldn't want this conversation to be happening in the first place.
But she's bad at her job. It's the thing.
Yep.
Like
Listen,
it's literally, she was just told, hey, we're going to have a mission to stop the rise of Chainsaw Man. We just need you to pretend to be sexually interested in this high schooler. Be sexually interested in this high schooler. Gotcha. Fumiko, I feel like you missed a lot of what I just said.
Oh, for real. That's why I think they're compatible. They both don't listen.
They're matching each other's freak, and by freak I mean selective hearing impediment.
Well, hold on. I'm just saying, if you join the Chainsaw Man Church, I'm really high up. Money's given to me. I get to eat steak every day.
Whoa, steak every day?
Well,
That's
hold on, Denji. That's not a good deal. Steak every day, you'd get bored of steak. I'd want sushi every day. Could never get tired of sushi. Wait, no, I want a parfait every day.
The food isn't the point, you children!
Serious, same brain cell. Love it.
No, I mean, like, we know Denji has red hair, but I swear they're both orange cats. Because sometimes they have the brain cell, and that's when Denji has his character development, and then every time else, it's just orange cat behavior.
And he's like, okay, screw it. I'm sick of this conversation. Listen, Denji, it's a real shame. You could have banged all the women you want if you joined us.
Whoa, hold up, what?
Teleports in front of you.
like
How did you get here? I didn't see you move. What?
Okay, Swordman walks out. He goes into the stairwell, leaving Denji behind in chair mode. The door closes. He walks down a few steps, turns to fight, and there's Denji leaning against the wall, all cool.
Like, literally.
Did you teleport?
It's not important right now, you were saying.
I gave what you said a lot of thought. Did you? It's been 10 seconds!
You're damn right. I was a tool. I'll be the Chainsaw Man Church's tool as long as I get to fuck bitches. Okay, you know what? Fine.
Damn it, Denji! I love this guy.
The problem is, this is character growth for him. Like,
it is.
Oh my god, then we get to see the Chainsaw Man Church, which conveniently used to belong to some cult. Now it's just got a giant Chainsaw Man head on it.
It's a good thing it's significantly less culty now. Let's meet the members!
Hi, younger male Kobeni.
Yeah,
Kobeni did have plenty of siblings, so yes, canonically yes.
She does. Nobana Higashiyami. There we go. It's separated on different lines, so it was hard to read. But
Nobana Higashiyami.
I appreciate that on the rereading, I recognized that was Kobeni's last name, and like, oh wait, that is Kobeni's younger brother.
You could also bangs, too many hair clips.
Yep. Constantly put upon by whatever organization they're a part of.
Terminal levels of anxiety and somehow still not dead.
And what a weird cult. It's basically all students. And then
yeah, we're all students, but because Chainsaw Man found out about a ray gun weapon that America was shooting at Japan that turned all of the adults into sheep.
America's the freaking worst.
What?
Are you for real? I love the
beat panels of Denji going.
It's another one of those audible ellipses, and like, if Denji thinks you're crazy,
even Denji's like, this is really stupid. Why does Chainsaw Man hate America?
Yeah, Chainsaw Man's devil powers let him see through the Americans' ploys. Hey, what's this room? Oh, it's the Chainsaw Man wedding chapel. It's just a basic wedding chapel with a statue of Chainsaw Man.
It's the statue of Chainsaw Man, too. Like, it's the pose he does on Volume 1. It's the pose, it is merchandised Chainsaw Man. And that makes it even funnier. Like,
and the room...
Honestly, if I ever get married, that's the chapel I want to get married.
Hey, did you guys also notice that each of the pews, the sides of them are chainsaw blades?
Oh my God, I didn't! Holy shit, that's so funny!
It's so stupid.
Then Nobana's just like, and also in the room next over there, Denji, you get to have SEX with a girl.
All right, now we're talking. Okay, let's go.
I'm locked in.
And then immediately after you consummate, you marry her.
What?
Hold on.
And join the Chainsaw Man Church.
No, wait, no.
Back up.
Well, I know you're confused. The Chainsaw Man Church really just does encourage student marriages. Because we have to, because the current system of marriages is really brought over by America, and they're trying to control us. So what we've decided as an organization is that it's better if we get children to marry each other and have children within our church. So that way they never hear outside opinions. I really just don't see, this is the most natural form of marriage.
It's a much more natural system.
America's the freaking worst, says the Sword Devil, using the exact same panel from the first part, even though it doesn't fit in this page. which is just really funny.
All right, if we call you weirdos, I'm leaving. I was trying to hit it and quit it. I'm out. No, screw you. You're stupid.
Whoa, I'm not getting tied down.
My spurs go jingle, jangle, jingle.
Also, hold on. You said Chainsaw Man used his special vision to discover American ultraviolet waves or something? I never did that. What? You didn't? No, of course I didn't. And then Sword Devil's like, well, yeah, I know the church lies about a bunch of crap, but like, isn't it good that we lie to them? Because all the good we do is because of that. Why are they forcing children to marry each other? Hey.
No, that doesn't make it better.
You're a kid too.
Even if some people get screwed, we're saving more people. It evens out. No, it doesn't.
Let me have my cult.
So anyway, the next step on the tour is the Chainsaw Man bathroom. And we're going to cut the tour short there, Nobana. Oh, geez. As we get introduced to the actual adult in the room.
He sure is something.
Questionable. Do we know if he actually goes to school with them at any point?
He is an adult. That is very clear just by his build.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, just because we can assume a lot of things. But if you guys feel he's an adult, I'll go with that.
He is very clearly an adult like that.
I believe so, yes. And this dude, Bareem, he's like, hey, Denji, pleasure to meet you. Shake my hand. Ha, too slow. I'm going to jam my fingers up your nose. Dude, what the fuck? Hey, you're here to join the church, right? No. So why hasn't Chainsaw Man been fighting devils?
I love how every single character who has been in this conversation starts off pretending they don't know that Denji is Chainsaw Man, and then just later in the conversation reveal that they know exactly who he is.
Because it doesn't matter that he's Chainsaw Man, because this is the Chainsaw Man Church, which is a separate entity.
They are completely separate entities. One is like openly a cult.
Yep.
And the other one is just our simple-minded Denji, who's lovable and dumb.
It's very much if you had like the second coming of Jesus and he joined the Mormon church, it'd be like, well, thank you, Mr. Christ, for joining our church.
Oh, but yeah, Denji's just like, I don't know, I ain't been fighting devils because the other devil hunters got it under control. There's also Asa. Oh yeah, that Asa chick, she's pretty cool. Are you friends with her? Shut the hell up, man. She's been on TV a lot. She's pretty cool. I love dumb girls, especially when they're cute. Good catch.
Oh my god.
I really don't like it.
I'd like to leave.
If I kill Asamitaka, will that bring back Chainsaw Man?
I'm gonna leave.
What is wrong with you?
I want you to picture your ordinary life. You, your dogs, your cat, your Nayuta, your family. Put them on one side of the scale. And then put the starter for Chainsaw Man on the other side of the scale. Which one's heavier?
You. I'm leaving. And then they both
We'll be seeing you, Chainsaw Man. Bye-bye.
Denji doesn't even question his weirdly specific knowledge about the living situation that Denji and Nayuta have.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, that
one of the most commonly used tactics of this is actually fairly realistic. One of the most commonly used tactics of cults is to give information aggressively quickly, so you can't think about all of the things that don't add up. So he was overwhelmed by the pitch, which is part of the point, because if you actually listen to the pitch, cults are always a bad deal.
Yeah. Like when people tell you you've got a free vacation if you go on the ski resort trip, but then you end up listening to timeshare pitches the entire time.
Uh-huh.
Well, you get to have the timeshare pitches in a presumably interesting location, at least. But you can't leave unless you commit.
Oh man.
But do they have Kool-Aid? or is it Flavor Aid?
They've
flavored
got
with something, all right.
It's flavored with something.
Does this taste like almonds?
It tastes like blood.
That's the difference between real cults and the Chainsaw Man cult. The Kool-Aid is actually blood.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the plot really accelerates from here, so I think this is a good time to take a break.
That it is. We'll be right back after this.
Make sure you go stock up on your Chainsaw Man curry buns. For some reason, they're half price.
Controversy always does that with merch. And welcome back to the show, folks, where last we left our hero, Denji barely avoided getting recruited by a cult, and I think he didn't even actually totally avoid it.
I'm just saying, if you are, like, your entire production is, like, luring people the lowest denominator into your ranks, and somehow Denji was able to clock you, you got problems.
No, it's because of the ultraviolet rays that the Americans send at us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
we keep saying ultraviolet, but I'm pretty sure they actually say ultraviolent.
I've only said ultraviolet.
I don't know what's real anymore. This is Chainsaw Man. I'm pretty sure nothing's real.
This is all
Yeah,
just
Sam, it's a
big
manga.
fever.
You know this is a manga, right?
Shut up. You know what I mean.
Welcome to my fever dream, everyone.
Anyway, we get the montage of Denji going back to his normal life. He is buying discount food from the grocery store. There is a part of him that is disappointed that Chainsaw Man curry buns have been marked half off.
Yeah, it's still yesterday.
Neuda is excited that they can get so much food for such a discount. But on the way leaving the grocery store, they run into a devil, and Denji thinks for a second that he's going to turn into Chainsaw Man and kill it. But before he can even look around, some public safety devil hunters come out and just get rid of the thing. Like, it's literally Chainsaw Man is
They're in
unnecessary.
student uniforms. It's not even public safety.
Oh, you're right. It's Devil Hunters Club. So, like, just hammering home that Chainsaw Man is not necessary in the world. Just... He can just go and have a happy life where he gorges on cheap food with Neuda and all his dogs. They watch TV together, they take baths together, they brush their teeth together, and they all sleep in one giant cuddle puddle. He should be happy. This is great. This is everything he wants in life. Why does he feel unfulfilled? Why does he stare at the poster of Chainsaw Man, longingly wishing for something else? He's got a perfect life. Why is he unhappy? And it's just like, oh, Denji, I wish I had answers for you.
Uh-huh.
Look, Cuddle Puddle of Dogs is my ultimate.
I love the panel of Denji taking the bath and washing the dog. The doggo is so happy.
They're so happy. I love them.
I love that when Denji like gets up and is having an existential crisis about like, what is my plan in life? I only ever wanted to be Chainsaw Man, and now I'm just a regular guy. Is that something I'm okay with? And Neuda, in her like half asleep state, Joe's like, hey, stop being unhappy, because I get to live with you forever. And look how cute I am. Look how cute I am. You lucky motherfucker.
As she then falls completely back to sleep, and the dogs roll over and give her doggy hugs in their sleep. And Denji's like, yeah, this is pretty cute. I'm going to go back to sleep.
Counterpoint. They should really own a futon, at the very least, because they are just sleeping on the floor.
They are just sleeping on the floor.
But Cuddle Puddle.
You can have a cuddle puddle with dogs on a futon.
Mm-hmm. No dogs on the futon. That's the problem. They were told no dogs on the furniture, and they're like, well,
we've got so many dogs.
We want to sleep with the dogs, so no furniture then.
Yeah. That's a Denji train of logic. That makes perfect sense. But this happy little scene is undercut by the final bit of the chapter, where The Church of Chainsaw Man weirdos are gathered for some burgers, discussing their plans, talking about how, yep, and we're going to have our worship service, and then we're going to have a big devil attack, and then we're going to kill a bunch of people, and it's going to make Chainsaw Man show up. Hey, do we really need to slaughter a bunch of civilians in order to get Chainsaw Man to appear? Stop questioning it. You're a weapon. I'm a human. I can think for myself. No, you can't. We're humans, and we're devils, and we're weapons. We're all three of these things. And because we're all three of these things, we were made to kill. And that's why God will forgive us.
Mm-hmm.
Flawless logic.
He's not wrong.
This fucking guy, dude.
Who does he remind me of? He reminds me of that creepy guy from Naruto.
Oh, the guy who wants to stoke the flames of Shinobi War because the natural state of the world should be conflict.
Sure.
That's about right.
I realize now I'm referring to, I'm pretty sure, the villain of the second movie. So that's probably not what Jay is thinking of.
No, I was legitimately talking about the guy who substitutes for Kakashi.
Oh, that dude? Yeah, the
creepy dude.
They look similar, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, Denji takes Nayuta to the park.
And Fumiko is there.
Yep. And I'm just saying.
She's his bodyguard. She has to be there to hit on him.
It's really funny because in the merry-go-round, I'm just saying, Nayuta got in the cop car and have never I seen a better characterization as Nayuta wanting to be a cop.
Well, wanting to be a cop and road raging on the fixed track with the fake cars.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Fumiko is there, midriff out.
Yeah. This will come up later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's in casual clothes.
She is.
And she's 22.
She's definitely not trying to make Denji lust after her.
I honestly don't know. Like, Denji's not very interested in her at the moment. It's kind of the other funny bit. Like,
yeah.
Well, hold on. You've been watching me in the bathroom? Was not supposed to tell you that.
She's so useless.
Because they're talking and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to join the Chainsaw Man church. Well, don't worry, I'm not going to turn into Chainsaw Man either. That's a shame. Being Chainsaw Man must be really cool. All that recognition and respect. All sorts of thrills. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. I know, right? I'd hate to get peeped on in the bathroom. I'm sorry, what?
Excuse me, miss. I jerk off in there.
How
jeez.
dare you?
I'm gonna get in trouble.
I'm gonna get yelled at by my superiors.
First you touch my dick, now you watch me in the bathroom. What's next, you stalker? Whoa. Not a stalker. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
That doesn't make it better.
Look, all the women who like me turn out to just hate me. It's like, well, I kind of hate you, so...
I love that line. That's such a good line. All the women who come on to me hate my guts. Like, it's just such a real line from Denji, given the life experience that he's had. Of course he'd associate someone being positive with him as a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do hate you a little. Huh? Yeah, when Chainsaw Man and the Gun Fiend fought, that battle destroyed my home right as my parents and I were sitting down for dinner. They got trapped under the rubble, and I screamed for help, but Chainsaw Man didn't come. They ended up dying. But then, I saw Chainsaw Man defeat the Gun Fiend, and turn back into you, and start crying. And I realized that I don't like Chainsaw Man. I like you, Denji. I'm a fan of you.
That's a lot of character development. I think we could really have a relationship building if I was just allowed to get a single word in edgewise. I'm a Chainsaw Man fan.
Oh my god, it's the creepy cult guy again. Why are you here? I'm just gonna smoke in this amusement park. Hey, you know, I got a Chainsaw Man lighter. It's pretty cool, huh? Hey, do you take requests? I really want to kill some devils, get all covered in gore.
I at this point, I know Tatsuki Fujimoto has an entire one-shot about not reading too much into the secret meetings of his work, but the fact that you have these two people talking about being Chainsaw Man fans and wanting completely different things is really funny to me.
It's exceptionally funny.
Because Fumiko's essentially going like, I don't know, Chainsaw Man's a little like violent and kind of a dick, and I don't really like that, but I do like Denji, and I love his struggle. And I want him to be better, and I want him to do better because I think he deserves to not be unhappy. I really like that whole feeling.
Fumiko is legitimately what I want for Denji.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, this dude just comes out, nah, that's boring. I want Chainsaw Man to kill more things. Isn't that really cool?
Listen. Fujimoto Sensei said that we shouldn't read too far in. We don't have to read far in. He just told us.
It's right there on the surface. Yeah, no.
It's just text.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. It's like there is reading too deeply into something, and then there's the very explicit metaphor that is right there on the surface. I love when stories do this sort of thing. Like, yes, this is in fact a metaphor. You did notice. Now we can move on with the rest of the story. What do you mean established.
What do you mean I'm not a Chainsaw Man fan? I've got the merch.
I got a lighter and everything. I'm not admitting to being a part of a terrorist attack or anything, but at about 5 o'clock sharp, there's going to be a lot of people dying.
Just suspecting.
Aha. Right. So that's the problem. We should probably do something about that. As it cuts to the food court, where the rest of those weirdos are all just kind of standing there, being like, all right, kids, get ready. 5 o'clock on the dot. We start murdering people. Go for the women and children first. Their screams reach the furthest, and take off their limbs so that they bleed out nice and slow and can scream nice and long. Are you sure we should really be doing this? Shut the fuck up, Sword. You're a pussy.
Yeah, Sugo's having like a moral crisis because even earlier he's just like, I'm not sure committing public acts of murder is really what I want to do. Shut up, we're gonna have a murder. And he's just like, I guess this is an act of God. Well, I guess 3, 2, 1, and then on like the exact moment they're gonna start fighting, Kyanshi comes in and cuts all their arms off, and I'm just like, oh my girl, yes.
I was like, who the hell is that? And then I saw the eye patch, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Kyanshi.
Oh, I recognize the ponytail. Like I'm like, oh, that's my girl.
Oh my god.
Oh man, who's doing stupid anime character nonsense in Chainsaw Man? That could only be one person.
It's your girl, everybody's favorite sword lesbian, Kyanshi.
Oh, she's not a good person, but she's the closest thing we have.
No,
we take what we can get here.
Morally ambiguous, but at least she's consistent in an odd way. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, she radios in saying, yep, got him. And we have the most efficient devil extermination procedure we've ever seen from a government task force. And that includes that one time that Division 7 did good in part 1. Because we see them have a, like, coordinated strike on all of the, like, various headquarters of the Chainsaw Man Church.
Okay, everybody, get the guns. Guns? What guns? We weren't told about guns. Just shut up and get the guns.
What do you mean we had guns?
That seems like something you should have known about, Founder. It's just like, and it's the kid from the show earlier, and it's like, he's clearly being set up for the fall as we find out that this cult has been militarized by the adult actually in control. Like,
oh wow, I'm so surprised. And we have, I'm pretty sure that's Halloween.
Nail Devil. I looked
Nail
this
Devil.
up too. It's not Cosmo. Cosmo also has like an eyeball dangling.
Right, yeah. She doesn't just have the brain exposed.
I'm sorry, Cosmos Devil, not Cosmo. What am I talking about?
Fairly Odd
Where's
Parents.
Wanda?
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
The Fairly Odd Parents devil. I feel like
I mean,
that's gonna
I
show
feel
up.
like that exists, and I can understand why.
The Wish Devil is actually just Jorgen von Strangle.
Yes.
That being said, I am 100% sure that Nail Devil is in Qianqi's harem.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
believe it.
She looks like her type. I now realize I'm actually not sure of the gender of this one. They have very high-waisted pants. But
Could mean anything. I love
be
me some
anything.
high-waisted pants.
You're right. I made an assumption that might not be true. I don't know anymore.
But I really like how Nail Devil goes ahead and just pins all of the students to the wall with the nails, taking them all out non-lethally, saying how children shouldn't be playing with guns. Their hands should be filled with mechanical pencils for studying instead of destructive weapons. This is uncouth. You there, boy, you will use your precious hands for the good of the future instead of weaponry and violence, won't you?
Yeah, sure.
Speak politely, you brat! Brains him with a hammer.
And like literally brains him. Like his skull is fractured and his eyeballs are popping out. Like everyone is screaming.
That boy is dead.
Yeah. And then we cut to the leader of the Chainsaw Man, the actual adult leader of the Chainsaw Man Church, who then
Some
screams,
unnamed weirdo.
who then screams, I have made a contract with the devil of justice, but not to become a mere fiend, but to become a devil myself. As he's like a weird amalgamation of his head, on his body, on his arms, on very large legs that end in high heel shoes. And I'm like, I don't want to know what this guy's deal was.
I thought it was like Lady Justice.
Well, we find out later that there's not a lot of truth.
This is a Bayonetta angel.
Sam is the resident expert on Bayonetta.
But he's talking about how I am justice for Gotham, for the Chainsaw Man Church. And Katana Devil cuts him to pieces because Katana Devil's here, I guess.
Our boy Katana Devil.
I thought he
Ones where it's
died.
like, wait a minute. No, he didn't. They just kicked him in the nuts a bunch of times and he got captured by public safety. Of course he joined them eventually. That only makes sense.
Well, yeah, we also see
you know, when I spend 15 minutes getting ball busted by a pair of weirdos, I join their cause too.
I mean, so Sugo is also here, and Katana Devil was part of the like weapons that Makima lined up to fight Chainsaw Man at the end of part 1. So like they're all alive, presumably. I had to look this up. Apparently Barham is also a weapon from that. I didn't recognize him though, but he's
he has a whole like scree later on about how Makima promised us a world of peace. So he was part of her whole
we also get told that the weapons are the people in charge of the Chainsaw Man Church. So he's one of those weapon fiends.
Indeed. And as public safety is cleaning up this entire situation, one of the dudes in charge is just like, sir, you need to come talk to our expert on demonology with all the names of the devils. Because we've got a situation. Yeah, sure, I'll be right there. Oh, by the way, I'm authorizing capturing the War Devil. Take Asumitaka down. We can't have a symbol of the church continuing to be out there. Are you sure? She's kind of incredibly dangerous. Yeah, just take her down. Bring her in, non-lethally, if you can. But what's this about a concern over the name of the devil? Well, this guy said that he pacted with the Justice Devil. But Justice is dead.
We have his corpse right here.
Are you sure he didn't mean the fairness or the equality devil? No, he said justice. And we did some further digging, and we discovered that they actually contracted with a different devil that has similar abilities. And that thread is left dangling a little bit, as that whole thing about go take out the War Devil comes up, as Asa and Yoru are attacked in the apartment, And
Speaking of character development.
Asa's just like, all right, well, this apartment belongs to me, so I am going to turn it into a weapon, and then you're going to take over my body and kick the ass of whoever is coming after us.
It's actually more than that. She's like, I have been preparing for this. Which is not something that she would have done earlier on, which Yoru does point out.
Whose fault is it that I'm more prepared than ever before? Yeah, mine. I'm pretty cool. You should thank me. No.
My life is demonstrably worse because you're here. Though, to be fair, that the fact that you're here at all is also because of her, but we're not gonna get into that.
But it was Yoshida and his octopus devil that was sent to take out Asa. And as those two start their battle, Baron starts singing Kumbaya.
Yes, that was just out of pocket.
It was very unsettling.
Yeah,
Because he's being taken away by public safety. He's just going, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya.
well, he's going peacefully. So you look like the crazy people.
Yeah, we lied about the name of the devil, but not the powers that it would give. You see, we didn't actually contract them with the Justice Devil. We contracted them with the Fire Devil. At which point I went, oh shit.
It goes in the way metaphorically that you're thinking, but not literally.
Yep. Because this definitely goes for the metaphor. Because the fire sure spreads, but it's not a literal fire. It is the fire of panic and unrest burning through the populace as all of a sudden hundreds of people begin sprouting chainsaws from their heads and arms, becoming little chainsaw men.
Because the Fire Devil has another power, which is the more people sign contracts, the bigger the power. Which also becomes overwhelming, and it's creating just this rush of Chainsaw Man power.
It was really easy to get a whole bunch of contracts going, because at 5 o'clock we had a whole bunch of simultaneous weddings in our Canadian and Chinese branches. Oh yeah, you dismantled us in Japan. Too bad we're multinational.
Why on earth would you do this? I'm glad you asked. So you understand Fami, right? We're all on the same page. And at this point, does Denji know who Fami is?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever.
Yoshida's met Fami. I don't remember Denji meeting Fami, but
separately.
There's a possibility that Yoru might have told Denji about Fami, but we didn't see that, and it doesn't seem in character for.
And there's
Yoru
no guarantee he'd listen.
That's also true.
That being said, Nayuda immediately knows Fami because that's her sister. So it's like
Nayuda. I meant to say Nayuda.
Yeah.
Because Barrett is like, Fami, we're preparing to save humanity from the Great King of Terror. What the hell are you talking about with Great King of Terror? Denji, it's not stupid crap. After all, Fami and I can tell because we're sisters. The Great King of Terror is actually coming. The Great King of Terror is our oldest sister. Death.
Yeah, keeping the 4 horsemen theme going on.
Yeah.
And proving that control was actually conquest the whole time. Because Death, the super duper strongest devil with the name most feared of all. And Fami's plan to kill the Death Devil is to make everyone terrified of Chainsaw Man and war, making you two super duper duper strong.
By literally starting a war against Chainsaw Man.
Brutally effective.
Yeah, because this is essentially what it appears to me is this is random chance through the Japanese population, maybe the world, we don't know. But what we see is Tokyo, just 1 out of every 2 people is growing a chainsaw out of the front of their face.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Because the idea is it's giving you the form you want. And we've had established throughout the entirety of part 2, people are almost exactly evenly split on their opinion about Chainsaw Man.
Mhm.
Some people think he's a hero. Some people think he's a devil. And of course, the reality is somewhere in between because, Chainsaw Man, the characters are very human, but it's factionalizing people between these two sides.
Yeah.
It's sparking a fire.
Haha.
Speaking of starting fires, Bareem then goes, hey, Denji, also he wouldn't call him Denji. He always calls him Chainsaw Man. So Chainsaw Man, really can't have you chickening out at this point. So gonna just say, speaking with a revelation, that little girl is a witch who will one day plunge the world into darkness. Followers of Chainsaw Man kill her.
As a horde of mini chainsaw men come to rip apart Nayuta. Thankfully, we have Kianshi, continuing to be the anime badass that she is.
And pointed out in universe.
Cuts all of their heads off, which is insane because these are people of different heights running and stumbling, but she managed to perfectly decapitate all of them.
Good.
She is just that good.
If it was any other character than Kianshi, I wouldn't believe you, but yes, she is just that good.
She grabs up Denji and Nayuta and Fumiko, jumps off a roof. Remember, she is actually not superhuman in her durability. Every bone from her pelvis down is shattered, but then she's contracted with the devil, so she immediately regenerates, kills a bunch more mini chainsaw men, and it's at that point that Bareem goes, what is she, a manga character?
I mean, yes.
Sam, I like how you skimmed over my favorite part of Kianshi is as she's falling to her death, she notices Fumiko's wearing a crop top and midriff exposed, and she can't help herself, and she takes a bite. She just sinks her teeth into that belly flesh. No other reason. She's like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go out being a sword lesbian. And I'm like, I'm gonna go.
That is why you are the best character in this manga.
Having a bite in them tasty girl abs.
Yep.
And then people start burning the defeated chainsaw men.
It's interesting. I wonder who shouted that out first as you need to burn their bodies, because that feels like you're just making a further offering to the devil of fire. But,
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, I think that fits in with what the rest of our reading is, because somebody said it and it sounded good and everyone's panicking. So it's mimetic. It spreads like a meme and everyone just starts doing it.
The remainder
DNA of the soul.
Yeah, the remainder of the reading is literally just mob justice. They started a fire and it is burning out of control and they don't care because all they want is warmth. That literally what happens next is an old man points Denji out in the crowd and says, that guy's the Chainsaw Man, I know it. And you're like, oh, did he recognize him from when he killed Gun Devil or something? He's like, yeah, he's one of them young whippersnappers that looks like a punk. They're all Chainsaw Mans.
Yep, that's how that works.
I am public safety. I am literally a cop. Please go away, sir.
Okay.
I saw public safety turn into a Chainsaw Man too.
Okay, that's fine. Look, kid, just lift up your shirt and show us that you don't have a chainsaw pole cord like all those Chainsaw Man followers got surgically implanted.
And at that point, Kianchi just goes, run.
And then Kianchi takes a bullet to the arm, and I'm like, what? She literally punched out her arm after the bullet got shot to block it.
She's just that good. Fumiko is even like, did she just block a bullet with her arm? Run. Okay. And they all start running.
And Fumiko's just like, I suddenly realize why she has so many girlfriends.
I want to become one of them.
That's a ship I can get behind.
We then cut back to Asa
and Yoshida,
where she's fighting Yoshida. However, seemingly after she got her arm cut off by Yoshida, she suddenly has a realization.
where she turns the room into a sword. Yoshida seems aware of this at the exact same moment and wraps himself up in octopus tentacles to protect himself. Because probably the exact second that violence broke out, War Devil suddenly became a lot stronger.
And Yoru is very, very happy about this.
I love the panel where, because Yoshida summons the tentacles to like constrict and kill Asa, but it's too late. The tentacles are split open by Yoru walking out with the Room 606 sword, which is like a buster sword made out of like plaster and ceiling fans. It's so cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you turned the entire apartment into a weapon without even touching it? Oh, that's amazing. Our power is insane. Hey, come on, kid, we're going to square off. I've only got one arm, but I'll take you on. And then there's a panel of an explosion behind Yoshida. And then the next panel is Yoru upside down, embedded in the wall,
In a crater
in the wall going, this is going to take some getting used to. I've got so much juice. Octopus ran away. All right, come on. Let's go. Yes, the world remembers me. War has come.
Been a good time.
I love how pumped she is. It's great.
Yeah, man. And like, we then cut back to Denji, who almost the exact opposite side of the coin is running around through alleyways like a rat as everyone is looking to kill him.
And
he's just like,
the doomsday forecaster. I told you.
Meanwhile, Nayuta's just like, hey, why don't we just kill all the humans? And
we can't just kill all the humans, Nayuta.
We can definitely kill all the humans. They're very weak compared to devils. What have
Denji,
you been teaching her?
Whatever's on educational TV.
Yeah.
Then Nayuta's just like, hey, the dogs are probably getting hungry. We probably should go home and feed them. Yeah, we got to go home.
You can't go home. They're absolutely watching your apartment. Why would you go home?
Yeah, then
we gotta feed the pets. Let's go.
I can't let you go. And like, there is not even a reaction from them as Nayuta instantly just shoots a chain that goes past Fumiko into the room behind her, takes over an old, like, homeless woman.
Are the chains visible?
I think they're a metaphor.
Yeah.
And like, that woman then busts through the window and starts choking Fumiko to death, and Denji has to start tickling her and go like, aha, we're playing a game. Fumiko, get out of here. Nayuta will kill you.
She's not going to hold back. Run now.
And Fumiko's like, I'm a really bad bodyguard, and leaves.
Denji and Nayuta have a philosophical debate over whether or not killing people is okay.
Hey, Denji, it's fine if you just join the devils and start killing humans. It's fun. After all, fish swim, birds fly. We hurt people.
Whoa,
you feel it, don't you?
But
hurting people.
What about my friends at school?
I don't really care about them. We could kill them, rule as devils. We could be kings. We could eat whatever we want, own cats of every breed and 100 dogs. We'd rule the world.
Then Denji just has like multiple panels of him just staring at the ground, open mouth agape, not sure how to process what Nayuta's saying, because like he's aware it's wrong, but can't combat what she's saying. Like,
you're thinking about that Mitaka girl, aren't you? Why do you care about a loser like that? You keep protecting her. Why do you care? I don't get it. I mean, we kissed. That's it? I mean, yeah, I've kissed a bunch of people and it's always gone wrong, but I kissed Asa and I didn't get hurt.
Excuse me. Do you like her?
Yeah, about this much.
Well, what about me?
Opens arms significantly wider.
And she smiles, jumps up into a bear hug, and says, all right, fine, I won't kill the humans. Onward, we're going home.
That was the correct answer.
I love how easily Nayuta is manipulated. Like,
It's so weirdly heartwarming.
Like,
Well,
is
yeah,
she
no, I mean-
actually a child? Like, she obviously is the control devil, but she is still a child.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the connection between, Denji and or Puchetta and, the Control Devil. And, like, in all honesty, I think it's so weirdly wholesome because this is the closest I think they're going to get to healthy. Like the fact that she's kind of turned Daughteru and that Denji technically has authority in the relationship so that she can't indulge in her worst tendencies is probably the only way that she's ever going to be like safe to exist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And like what happens later kind of doubles down on that because it's Denji's influence that keeps her from being worse.
As they're running through the town, Neuda kind of just collapsing on his back and seeming like just closing her eyes out of fatigue because they're running away. But like as they're running, they see people just starting to go about their regular day, and they're like, "Oh man, is everything going back to normal?" And then that triggers Denji to just have a flashback of what his normal life is and why they need to get back to the apartment, because the apartment represents going back to normality. Cutting out all of this craziness, cutting out all this violence, going back to the normal life that Puchetta wants for him. And in this moment, we then see a bird that's caught in a bag struggling on the ground as it dies. Because the metaphor isn't clear enough.
Denji steps on it as he's running through the alley.
Yep.
And after stepping on it and looking back, he sees Puchetta rolling on the ground and then kid Denji. And Puchetta says, "Our dream came true." I know, right? Hey, Denji, now that our dream came true, what will you dream of next?
Next? Yeah, Denji, you need to get lots of pussy. Stop being a loser.
Do you want a lot of girlfriends?
Make that money.
Oh my god.
Yep,
I
money,
hate
yep,
that
power.
you canonically made that Puchetta's voice. Please stop.
In case you haven't,
Denji. Get the pussy.
I don't know where you are if you haven't watched our Chainsaw Man episodes. Puchetta sounds like Goofy.
Getting booty's more important than getting food.
Because he's a Disney character. He makes your dreams come true.
Denji, bitches get money.
And Denji says, "Next, I want to be Chainsaw Man." And next panel, the apartment building is on fire.
I ain't seen no bodies. They're fine. Don't at me. Don't at me. They're fine. All lies.
The number of characters that explicitly say those cats
All
and
lies.
dogs died.
All
We have
lies.
a character who's like, yeah, cats and dogs are more flammable, you know?
All lies. I ain't seen no bodies. I don't believe it.
That character is Baron saying, "If you're going to burn someone, it's got to be family. Killing Asumitaka wouldn't fire you up. It had to be someone more important." As Denji's clutching at his chest, and then Baron gets filled with holes because the public safety runs up shooting him all to hell with their gats.
Dang. It also is like wishful thinking, Denji from deep inside, because how dare you?
And then public safety gets slapped up by the other weapon of the chainsaw church. I can only guess that she's like whip or something.
I'm pretty sure she's
Yeah.
devil.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because she shows up, flails her arm, bisects a dude, cuts up a bunch of others, and Fumiko's fine.
Yeah, so weirdly enough, Whip Devil says she's like 80 years old too, and that never goes anywhere. I'm very confused.
She says that she's like 80 years old with a killer skincare routine. Unfortunately, we'll never know considering what happens next.
Skincare routine.
Is
That's a reference.
The other two guys take Fumiko and Nayuta hostage. And Sword is desperately trying to rationalize with Denji. Just like, dude, you need to give in to your anger. You need to become Chainsaw Man and save the world.
Zoeldo.
Meanwhile, Whip Devil's just like, ha, 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 you seriously believe the crap the cult's been telling us? Which means Whip Devil's just been here to kill people. Like,
are
Tracks.
you people insane?
oh. And then Neuda just starts taking over bodies.
She tries to possess Baron, make him bite off his own tongue and bleed to death, but he resists the control. takes her grabs her by the throat, saying, I don't know if this is because I submitted to Makima or if her rule has never truly ended. But
or my heart still belongs to her even now.
Makima said that we would have a world of peace if she could, if Chainsaw Man could defeat the Death Devil. When you defeated Makima, you took that away from us. These flames are your punishment, Denji.
Oh my god, it's such a cool monologue. And then the next scene is Nayuta controlling a guy to pick up a gun and shoot Barum, which is just enough time for Denji to react, sees all of these people held hostage, grips his chest intrinsically, hesitates for just a second, then stares at the burning remains of his normal life and sees Puchetta looking into the flames, and Puchetta just waves at him like, kill them all, Denji! They deserve it! And make them suffer!
He rips off his shirt and pulls the ripcord at the same time.
It's so hot.
I love Puchetta. Puchetta's so ride or die. He's just like, kill them all!
Kill them all, Denji!
Yep.
As Kickback starts playing as Chainsaw Man awakens.
Which really cool scene. And then the next chapter is just like, and now he's Chainsaw Man.
Uh-huh.
But not the good Chainsaw Man. The Chainsaw Man from the first chapter.
There is a kind of fun moment where Nayuta asks, "Why are you laughing, Denji?" And it's not a happy look on her face. She seems worried about this, which I really like, because it very definitively creates a separation between Nayuta and Makima. Because Makima would not care. Makima would be happy about this, about Denji indulging his worst tendencies.
Yeah, because that's the difference. Was Makima wanted Chainsaw Man's power, and Nayuta just wants Denji's heart. And unfortunately, those aren't the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And I love this from Denji. He's like, Nayuta, get out of my way. Puchetta, aren't I the worst? They burned down my home. They killed my pets. They threatened my family. But it let me become Chainsaw Man to let loose. And I feel like $1,000,000.
Oh, this is such a fun and interesting direction to take Denji's character, because the thing here, he feels so guilty about being happy to be Chainsaw Man again because of the circumstances that brought it about. But people have conflicting desires all the time, and how you react to those conflicting desires is, that's how a person goes through life, really.
And here's the other thing that's been going on with Denji, the last arc and most of this arc has been Denji is uncomfortable being happy. He doesn't know what to do with that. It has always been fake before. So this go have a normal life, be happy is something he doesn't know how to deal with. It is unusual. It is not great. He is being told he should be happy and is constantly going I'm not happy. I don't know how to deal with this. What am I doing wrong? And suddenly his life again. He is suddenly at the bottom and everything is wrong. And suddenly he's comfortable because that is a place he knows. And he gets to be angry and he gets to lash out. And all of that is perfectly fine. And that is what he is used to. And it fits like a comfortable glove,
Pain and desperation and anger is what he is used to. It's all he's ever known. So when it comes back, it feels like coming home. And I love how this is represented throughout this chapter, because he gets impaled by who I can only assume is Spear Devil.
Probably.
and he's like, and Spear Devil's like, come on, give us a real scene, Chainsaw Man. All right. And Denji cuts himself and Spear Devil in half. Then crawls over, bites his neck, and starts drinking his blood to regenerate.
Yep.
He impales Spear Devil through the head with his chainsaw head. It's like, thanks for the food. Whip Devil thinks she's hot, but then Denji starts ripping her up and she's screaming, "Help me! Spit out spear! Help me, please! Do you think I should cook my food first?"
Because he has done that before.
Mm-hmm. Sugo comes in, and it is Chainsaw Man lashing out as brutally as possible. He's killing his foes. He is killing himself in the process, talking. He's got this whole monologue about how, massages kind of hurt, but then there's this point where it perfectly melds between the hurt and the release of pleasure. And that's where I'm at right now. This is perfect.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be in my life anymore.
It's time for Jack to let her rip. Unfortunately, saying that to Nayuta was the worst decision Denji has made this reading.
Yeah, unfortunately, Denji's main enemy is a tiny net. Oh no!
Yeah, he gets precisely one chapter to body 3 devils and revel in his power. And then, crap, humans are attacking me. I'm not supposed to kill those.
Yeah, no, I love the fact that a net defeats him, because the thing is, this is not a barrier. If he wants to, he even shows it in this scene where he's under the net. He could easily break out and obliterate all of them, but he doesn't. And the thing that I like the most about it is that it's not just that he's actively choosing to not kill people, he also reflexively holds back before he even thinks about where he is or what he's doing. Because the thing that shows is, regardless of the life that has led Denji to this place, regardless of the circumstances that have created some of his bad choices, at his core, Denji's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to hurt people. Like the fact that he fights devils, the reason that thrills him as much as it does is because that's someone it's okay to hurt, because they're immortal and evil. They're a perfect outlet for violence. But when it's people...
He also kills bad people.
He also kills bad people. But the devils in particular are the perfect target for him, is the point I'm making. Because he does kill bad people too. And, there's the circumstances here where it's there's an argument for Denji to just defend himself and eliminate all these people. I personally don't agree with it. And the thing that's really cool is Denji doesn't either, because he doesn't kill... I think he kills one person.
Well, he doesn't even. Nayuta does.
Yeah, specifically the most Denji does is someone's coming up to
someone's hand off,
because he's gonna light him on fire, and he's just like, okay, I can't allow that to happen, and goes, damn it, because he has to hurt him. He's like,
yeah, he accidentally scratches somebody at one point, and he doesn't feel happy about that either, which just kind of goes to show the kind of person that Denji ultimately is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Nayuta's being held back by an older woman who thinks she's doing something good. Because, again, all of these people have the mindset that half the population randomly turned into Chainsaw Man monsters. So,
they don't know that this is the OG.
She's like, you gotta let me go. That's my family. She's like, that's not your family anymore. That's a monster.
Mm-hmm. This old woman has entered zombie mindset, which, fair enough. But
it is kind of the circumstance that a lot of people are genuinely in, is the really scary part.
Yeah, honestly, low-key, this is one of my favorite ways to use dramatic irony, is to have characters act in a way that is entirely reasonable for someone who doesn't have the audience's omniscient perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's why everything after changes in the Dresden Files is good. You all are too mean to Butters. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I was up there briefly, but
I don't know. When Butters kicked his dad in the balls, that was a step too far. He shouldn't have done that.
Wrong Butters.
The other thing that's sort of important about this scene too is that this is the scene where it's the mob mentality metaphor, because it's it is also literally a mob. It's not even totally a metaphor in that sense, but as much as it's the old woman, she is being a reasonable person because she's trying to protect a child from a monster. But like the mob talks to Denji and he tries to explain the situation to them and they don't listen despite all evidence that Denji isn't just one of the monsters, and that causes the situation to escalate out of control. Like that's actually what immediately precedes Denji having to hurt people to defend himself. It shows like this is the contrast to what was going on earlier in the reading where in a panic situation, people band together. And sometimes it means you don't need superheroes anymore because we can handle ourselves. And then other times it creates a riot where a bunch of people get hurt for sometimes for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
The dichotomy of humanity in its purest form.
Yeah, but they are about to kill Denji by everyone stabbing him to death, and Nayuta's not going to have that. So she mind controls the old woman to run up and punch the leader of this riot in the face.
And she simultaneously mind controls 3 people to because she can only do 3 at once. Try to give enough of an out for Denji.
Essentially, so chaos. But Denji's not about to run.
You know who is about to run though? Fumiko.
Oh my god, Fumiko.
She's so useless.
Oh my god, Fumiko.
Hey, it looks like you got this. I'm gonna leave.
What are you talking about? I need help. I can't save Denji.
I thought you were a Denji fan. I'm a public safety officer first.
I'm not going to risk my ass against an entire mob just to save him. I'm leaving. They killed my family. Don't you have any sympathy? Family? They killed some dogs.
Okay, Nayuta, you know how you're not supposed to kill humans?
That one can go.
Someone who says that pets aren't family isn't human. You can kill that one.
Okay, hold on. Maybe 2 steps back, Jacob.
Never.
No, he's right. Now let him cook. Let him cook. But no, I do like the moment where Nayuta takes over one of the spear wielders and has them start chopping up the other humans. Doesn't get too many bodies. In fact, only kills 1. But she's like, this isn't as fun as I thought it would be. I don't get a battle high like Denji. Oh, no.
I actually prefer video games. I fucking love that.
I love that too.
I don't like hurting people. I just kind of convinced myself I would. This actually sucks. Meanwhile,
I love that. I love the thing of like, man, killing people in video games is way more fun. This blows.
Meanwhile, Bareem sitting on the sidelines with the worst devil contract possible, just going like, I'm slowly regenerating. Someone kill this little girl for me.
Why would we kill this little girl for you? She's taken over my body and is gonna make me shoot myself. Help me. Oh no. This gun doesn't have bullets in it. Why are you like this? Because the human body is very easy to manipulate in a mob state.
Took a shot to the head and he's still here.
I hate you so much. I know you do.
I'm very unsure about how much of a fiend this guy is. Because he doesn't behave like any other fiend. But he must be a weapon fiend, right?
He's gotta be.
He took a bullet to the head. There's no way he's human.
But he's also just laying on the sidelines bleeding to death from that. Like,
how much of that is an act?
He's the Nerf gun fiend.
Maybe.
Yeah. How much of it is an act, though? Like, legitimately? Because this dude, clearly, he's very well versed in manipulation and, like, crowd incitement tactics.
Yeah, he was the head of a cult, Sam.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure
he could be sandbagging.
He's at 100%. I would fully believe he's at 100% combat effectiveness right now and is just sandbagging to further manipulate the crowd into killing Nayuta because it would make Denji go crazier.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's why he's not turning into his weapon form because he doesn't want the crowd against him.
Exactly.
I guess.
Yeah.
Possibility. I'm sure we will see him again is kind of the...
He's got arc villain energy.
If I had to wager a bet, I'd probably guess like maybe flamethrower because that would be thematically cool. But
yeah, that would make sense.
He's the boring devil.
My God, he's the Twitter X devil. He lost a lot of power during the name change.
There would be a social media devil 100%.
Oh, 100%. But this unfortunately causes Naruto to have a flashback to her entire life with Denji, from when she was adopted by him to when they got a bunch of dogs and slept in a cuddle puddle.
Mm-hmm. She has a flashback of using her chains to access his memories, and it's being like, so my previous incarnation was this Makima person, and she was really obsessed with this Chainsaw Man guy. I could probably fulfill that wish. But why would I? Because I'm not her.
This human is empty. I'll fill him with happiness, then destroy it.
Oh no, I also feel the happiness.
Basically, yeah. It's like...
Because like Makima's entire plan was, this human is empty, I'll fill him with happiness, then destroy it. That's the Makima coming back.
Yeah, but also, man, sure is good that public safety's plan to give Naruto to Denji worked out, because it seems like she had the power to just immediately become Makima again. Like,
oh yeah.
But we get her like having a memory of when she's just asleep next to Denji, and like she's loving her life, and she's like, oh man, maybe I could be a good person. And she's just like, hey, you're a student and Chainsaw Man, and you've got all these things going for yourself. What does that make me, though? Who am I?
It's easy. It makes you my family.
Oh, jeez. Could you be any cheesier?
And the flashback then melds into Denji.
Yeah, then it becomes Denji's flashback of little child Denji saying like, hey, you know how you think you're happy? You don't deserve to have a family, because I think you forgot part 1, Denji. We do need to remind you, you don't get to have a family. You murdered your dad.
At which point Denji wakes up in a hospital.
And I'm sure only good things happen in hospitals, right?
Yeah.
And thus brings us to the end of our reading.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, man, have you guys been enjoying Denji's life, just being happy and good and everything going great for him?
Have we been reading the same material?
A fair point.
I'm going to say part 2 comparatively to part 1 is really...
Fair enough.
Like, oh no, he couldn't actually go out with the girl he liked. Oh no, poor Denji. Like, that's the worst thing that's happened to him in part 2 so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's really Asa's life getting worse and worse is what's been happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, thus brings us to the end of our readings. So favorite character and favorite fight. Holy crap, what a freaking read. My favorite character is Nayuta, and my favorite fight is when Bareem tried to social influence Denji into joining the cult.
That was definitely a fight.
That's not a fight in the traditional shonen sense, but oh boy, was it a battle of wills.
Yes. My boy.
It was
my
not a
boy
battle
barely
of wits,
got out
because
of
Denji
there.
won.
Denji won, surprisingly. Good on him. He is maturing.
Something about all of the like cult indoctrination tactics blunting against Denji's singular brain cell gave me such a like rush. It's like, yes, this is the man I've been following for 130 chapters, and I would continue to do so.
I love the meta bit there where Fujimoto's just like, see, even Denji, biggest idiot in the world, won't fall for this cult nonsense.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, that is kind of important, because Denji, like, you know, we were talking about how like Denji wants to be Chainsaw Man, and he had like there's like this unfulfillment in his life, blah blah blah. But the thing is, he is actually happy. He just wants more, and like he doesn't know how to contextualize, one, being happy, and two, wanting more, even though he's already got what he asked for.
like early Denji is literally thinking wanting more means he's being ungrateful and doesn't deserve the happiness he has. And it takes the flashback of Puchetta just going like, no, man, that's cool. Go for it, man.
And the thing is, this is a very real thing. Smart people fall for cults all the time. It's not about being intelligent or stupid that makes you fall for a cult. It's being about in the right mindset to fall for that particular cult. Usually it's desperation in real world cults. But you just have to be in the right mindset for it to get past your intellectual defenses.
I don't know, Jacob. My body thetans have been feeling really high lately. I feel like I might need to go get them checked out. Do you know anyone who could do that for me?
No, but could you tell me your favorite character in Fight, Matt?
In this reading? Man. That's a good one. I do love Puchetta, and the fact that he just hopped in to say, fucking do it, Denji, and then go ahead and kill those people, Denji, is really great. Good job, Puchetta. But
we love Puchetta.
He's barely a character in this, so I won't say him. I don't know. Denji has some great character arcs in this. He's got a lot of like what I love in this manga is him dealing with getting what he wants and then realizing it's okay to want more, even when he got his dream. Like, ambition isn't a sin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's got other things he wants in life, and that's fine. It's okay to keep working to things. That being said, favorite fight, I have to be my girl Kianshi, cutting off every single head, doing everything, being a manga protagonist in this manga, and then taking a little time for herself to get a little nibble of that belly fat.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, to both of your points, the whole thing of like ambition is not a sin. That is good, because I remember from like the very beginning of us talking about Chainsaw Man, the whole thing with Denji is he is clawing tooth and nail up every single tier of Maslow's hierarchy, and eventually that becomes like self-fulfillment. And when all you've had is needing to get your physical needs met, what do you do with that? And I love the fact that the manga is continuing to approach that. And also, yes, Kianji is based. Jay, how about you? Favorite character, favorite fight?
I'm still a huge fan of Fumiko honeypotting Denji, and the favorite fight would be the, dare I say, train of guys with baseball bats, because what was that fever dream?
Oh, that fight does have the benefit of having a music video.
I'm looking for a metaphor and I don't know if there is one, and it's driving me mad. Jake, what's your answer?
Well, to what will probably be a surprise to all, my favorite character was almost Fumiko. In a lot of ways, she has like similar vibes to Go Benny, but she owns it, and I kind of appreciated that. But then she made the blasphemous comment about pets, so it can't be her. Honestly, I think, it's between Nayuta and Denji. They have very parallel character arcs. To be different, I'll say Nayuta, because I like the ways in which she's similar to her previous self and the way that she's different. And I don't know, I am an optimist, and I sort of like the idea that someone who is as single-mindedly focused as Makima was can change into someone who is better, because we see her be better from like a metacontextual audience perspective. Like, that doesn't feel like it's a trick, you know? Like, maybe that Makima is deeper inside Nayuta's mind and is going to take her over again, but like, Nayuta is definitely a better person than Makima was.
Wouldn't that be a plans within plans, wheels within wheels thing for Control to do?
I could see her doing that.
She literally planned her own death.
Chainsaw Man is the type of series that is optimistic, but also not. It's optimistic, but not idealized. Optimistic stories in general are usually also idealized, where goodness is inherently rewarded by the universe, which is not actually how it works, and Chainsaw Man is very apt to remind you of that truth.
This is no Tolkien. We do not have a catastrophe coming.
As for favorite fight, oh man, I want to be different and pick a different one, but it really is between the conga line of baseball bats and Kianchi being based. I don't know which I prefer more. Kianchi being based, I can't say no to the sword lesbian. Who am I kidding? I'm sorry. The fact that she sees
predictable outcome of the year.
She sees naked belly and just can't help herself. Like, oh my god, like that's such a moment of characterization. Like, come on.
In that moment, she is falling to her death as her legs just disintegrate beneath her with the impact. Like,
if I'm gonna go out doing what I love,
which is women.
Damn right. So, plot predictions. Jay and Matt, you guys are kind of excluded from this because you're actually caught up. Unless there is something that you know that we don't that you want to talk about, but we could save that for another episode.
Well, there is, but that's the next arc.
I'm gonna stay quiet on this one. I'm interested in your takes.
You know, I've been saying the whole time that control is actually conquest, but they make a real big deal in this reading about how, no, we're not talking semantics or synonyms. The names of the devils are the names of the devils. So there's a level of specificity there that makes me think that we might be constraining ourselves too much to the idea of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. This could just be a group of sisters that happen to fit the biblical four horsemen mold from a certain point of view, but there's more of them. Conquest could still be another devil separate from Makima / Nayuta. And there could even be a sixth or seventh. 7 would even work from like a lucky number perspective,
like a cosmological perspective. Because
like
I mean, like
pseudo-biblical perspective.
Yeah.
Like thinking from it from that perspective, and you know, again, one of the things that Chainsaw Man really likes doing is being like aggressively mundane in the truth that it tells. Mm-hmm. A lot of superstitions are based off of something, so it could very, very easily be that, like, you know, like there is this connection between these four devils, but via a game of telephone, you know, like maybe there's more of them, or the specifics of them are different, or whatever. So, like, that would actually fit in the mode of storytelling that Fujimoto in general likes to do, but Chainsaw Man in particular does.
Mm-hmm. And that would also sort of play to the point. I brought it up earlier, and then I kind of lost it again because we started talking about, you know, like the way that the system actually works. And it's like, that's not the point. The point isn't how devils actually work. It's not how fiends work. It's not how any of this like works from a Watsonian sense. The point is that this is a world where the populace is deeply traumatized. There is a baseline level of it is what it is that everybody lives with. And the point becomes, how do you live with that? Like, yeah, Denji's clawing his way up Maslow's hierarchy of needs tier by tier. But it's part of a grander thing of, how do you deal with life just kicking you in the nads like that every now and again? Or continuously, as the situation happens to be for Denji. Really, what I'm saying is Denji is a metaphor for all of us.
Yeah, that tracks.
And I think that's a pretty good answer to would you continue reading. I absolutely would. I love Chainsaw Man. And the more that I read it, the more that I think about it, I'm given more and more reasons to continue reading it. So that's 100% from me. Again, Matt and Jay, you guys are currently caught up, so I think the answer is pretty obvious.
No, naturally.
I have already continued reading, so.
Hell yeah. How about you, Jake?
I continue reading. For some reason, like, the thing with Chainsaw Man is sometimes it just doesn't seem to vibe with me quite right. You know, like, I've always said, I'm not a particular fan of certain elements of the start of it, but, like, even that withstanding, I've never, like, claimed quality issues with it, but sometimes it doesn't quite vibe with me. And in all honesty, this reading had some stuff that like, oh man, I am locked in. I fucking love this. And then there were other parts where, I don't know, it just wasn't clicking with me. But that being said, like, hey, let's do another Chainsaw Man episode. And, you know, put my feet to the fire and I'm not going to complain. You know, like if we stop doing the podcast or something, like I'd still, you know, I'd probably let a bunch of chapters go and then I'd catch up with it.
There you go. All right, and thank you everybody once again for tuning into the Over Manga Cast. As always, you can find us on all your social medias. We are at Over Manga Cast.
You can also find us on YouTube, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. Those episodes go up on a 2-week delay, so if you fear the time devil, you can head over to overmangacast.com. That has all of our current episodes, and it even has a place where you can give us suggestions. Tell us the devils that you fear.
And as always, we appreciate reviews in any and all forums. Go ahead, any place that will let you do a review, just go ahead. Give us 5 stars. We're great. You know, we're great. We also love recommendations, so go ahead, send them to us, overmangacast@gmail.com. You can also go to overmangacast.com. Lovely little comment box right there. Perfect. Do it. But not next week, because we're reading something. And what is that, Sam?
Next week, we're going to be reading Blue Box, chapters 1 through 14. So make sure to read that if you're keeping up with the show, and we'll see you all next Thursday. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, so Blue Box, that's the one about the kid who wants to be a jazz musician, right?
No, that's Blue Period? No,
Wait.
that's the painter.
Yes.
It's not the soccer one.
No, that's Blue Lock.
Right.
Is that the one about the guy who's got the robot arm and starts boxing?
No, that's Megalobot. That doesn't even have blue in the name.
I'm blue, da ba dee da ba die.